All right, guys. Today we have Brooklyn at Dallas. Our Dallas game just ended. Brooklyn losing again, fourth straight loss. They lost against the Blazers, the Bucks twice, and now the Mavs. All great teams that Brooklyn has just not been able to close out wins on. I was watching this game and I was thinking, okay, it's kind of possible. Kyrie went berserk. He had 45 points in this game. And I was like, all right, this is the time. They're not going to lose four in a row. They're the Brooklyn Nets, the favorite coming out of the East with James Harden. They can beat the fifth seed Dallas Mavericks, right? Just didn't happen. Like I said, Kyrie 45, KD only had 20, but it was an efficient 20. He wasn't like off or anything like that. It was fine. You have Kyrie who went for 45. That should be able to be enough with all the pieces that you have, like Landry Shamet, Joe Harris, Blake Griffin, all those players, and it just didn't happen. Luka had a great game, um, and these past four games, Brooklyn has just not been able to close out against these top tier teams in the NBA. And what I'm probably going to title this video is that Brooklyn isn't getting out of the second round without James Harden, because you guys might remember James Harden was the lone out of the big three, lone player out of the big three, playing on the Brooklyn Nets for a little bit while KD and Kyrie were out. Kyrie with his personal issues and KD was hurt. So it was just James Harden, and they had a West Coast road trip where they tore through absolutely everyone. They were beating everyone like it was easy. It was like, oh god, when you have just James Harden and they're beating everybody in the West Coast or on the Western Conference, it's like you had KD and Kyrie, and it's like what can't you do? I mean, you can't beat them. With you had a MVP and a perennial All Star, more than just a perennial All Star, in Kyrie Irving. He's a showstopper, the best show in basketball, as some people would say. So it's like, oh God, what do you do? But it's been, while James Harden has been out, they haven't been winning against these good teams. They had a game against Phoenix, they lost. They played Boston a little bit ago without James Harden and lost. So I'm probably going to title this video, like I said earlier, they need James Harden, something along those lines, because James Harden is the most important piece to this team and to this team's success, being the difference in they don't have James Harden, they don't make it out the second round. They have James Harden and they can win a championship. That's how important he is, and that's how important that trade was for them to make, for them to go get James Harden, because he is the point guard of this team. He is getting everyone on the team involved. He's making everyone around him better, where Kyrie and KD, they don't really do that. They go get theirs. During halftime in this game, the TNT crew, Shaq and Chuck, they were arguing. It was like, who gets it done? The role players or the stars? And Shaq was making the argument. It was like the role players have to show up. Shaq isn't wrong. Of course, the role players have to show up in order to win a championship. But it's getting those role players involved is what stars are supposed to do, or the engines of your team, the Magics, the LeBrons, those types of players. They get their stars involved, and that's how they make deep playoff runs and win championships. It's We all know LeBron carried a couple teams to the finals. He made the finals, what, 9 out of the last 10 years? Won a championship last year. He dragged that 2017 Cavs team to the championship. He dragged the 2018 Cavs to the championship. That team was a dysfunctional mess. They had just got their team together halfway throughout the season where they traded all those players. But LeBron being LeBron, he is getting all of his teammates involved, making his teammates better, and they were able to make a finals run. Now they weren't going to beat the Golden State Warriors that year with Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Clay, Draymond, Iguodala, all playing at their best. But he did drag them to the finals, and that's just the difference that I see with James Harden playing on the Brooklyn Nets uh, and without him. They need James Harden to go far, and in my opinion, at least. because James Harden is just that special. He can be a point guard. He can do whatever the team needs him to do. If they need him to score 30, he can score 30 whenever he feels like it. If they need him to give out 10 assists, he can give out 10 assists whenever he feels like it. He can get DeAndre Jordan involved on that floater pick and roll where James Harden comes off a pick. DeAndre Jordan rolls. You don't know if James Harden is going to throw up a floater or throw up a lob. It's so deadly. And it's just not there right now. You see them getting beat by the Bucks and now the Mavericks. They just need James Harden in order to go far.